Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It is time for the Monday video. And if you're new here, you don't know what that is, but I'll go ahead and explain it. That is me talking about all the wonderful things that I've either worked on, attempted to work on, or tried to work on and failed, right? We know how that goes. It's in my crafting world. It involves yarn, right? We like yarn. That's why you're here, isn't it? It's yes, it is. It's a yarny thing. We love it. So it always surprises me. I get ready and everything, and I go ahead and I do, gather around me this stuff, right? So then I don't have to get up and pause the video a whole bunch and whatever, because editing, whatever. And I'm like, what did you get done? I got a lot done. I worked on stuff and I got a lot done. I'm like, wow. So, shall we go ahead? Should we go ahead and start? Yeah, I think so. We'll start with something I finished. This one, if you've been around for a while, you remember me working on this. This is the Bavarian stitch blanket that I'm going to be donating for Camp Boggy Creek. I was just watching the replay of one of their last videos that I missed it live. The ladies opening all the blankets that are coming in, and it is amazing. So this is a Bavarian stitch blanket. This is a tutorial that I found from Crystal from Bag A Day Crochet. I did a little bit different on the edging because I had a little bit of yarn left over. The yarn I've used for this is 2 skinny cakes, Caron skinny cakes. I used just about every bit of it, and I like it. I think it's really nice. I had a lot of people on the channel encouraged me to make this one, and the reason I say that, now I like it, that's that I got the yarn originally planning to make something for myself, so I definitely like the colors. But for Camp Boggy Creek, we're trying to do bright, fun, happy, and the first one that I did with the Bavarian stitch is this, and this is also 2 cakes of the skinny cakes that I got on sale when Caron had them on sale, right? So that's what this is. This, of course, it's the bright, it's the fun, it's the primaries, I love it. This one is more the retro, and reminds me of plum. I think it's called plum pudding. I think that is the name of it. So I wasn't sure because we're really trying to make things that the children will gravitate towards, the children will love. This one appeals to, well, they both appeal to me for that matter, but this appeals to me more as the adult size. And I had a lot of people encouraging me that the age, I think, is like 6 to 17 or 7 to 17 of the children that go to the camp. So not everybody is under 10 years old. And, some of the older children might gravitate towards this more. So I was reminded of that, and I'm really happy. And it took a lot longer to make than this one. This one, I think I did in a week. I really did. I did it in a week. Nothing else got done. This one took a lot longer because, well, everything else jumped in the way. I mean, that's just life. Right? I was making all sorts of things. I'm like, whatever. But I did get it finished. Yay! So really happy about that. I got a blanket done. I got a blanket done. And speaking of blankets, I've got my cat blanket here. I didn't give any more attention to it. I didn't. I'm behind. I believe Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming is now ahead of me because she's kept up and I have not. But here it is in all of its wonderful Technicolor glory, and I'm gonna have a bunch of balls to deal with at the bottom. So I've got 2 more rows to go. If you're doing this one too, I've got 2 more rows to go before I add those extra 2 balls of yarn. Everything is attached, so I've got a lot of balls hanging down on this one, so it's not the easiest one to just kind of take with me. It's a messy one. I'm gonna pick those up. Here's what I mean. Oh, yarn down. Here's what I mean. That's every time I show it, it's a tangled mess. That's, and then I have to rewind the balls up and everything. And I'm at the point where I need to attach more anyway. So instead of, working on what I was supposed to, I finished another one. I mean, I used the time productively, right? I did finish another one. I worked on my husband's blanket too, but it's across the room and it's a big blanket, so we're going to leave that over there. I got about 1.5 inches. You're not going to notice the size difference, but I know I worked on it. And when I'm 5'8", so when I stand up, it's about right here and touches the floor. So it's getting there. For him, he's 6'1", and he wants it really long. And I've got a lot of the yarn, so I'll just keep knitting on it. No big deal. Yeah, it's a knit blanket, right? So this is my first time making an adult size knit blanket. So I'm really happy with that. And I hadn't worked on it in quite some time because it was really warm. It's still warm, but you know, I just had it sitting next to me and was working on it, so I was fine. But you know, just taking that renewed, let's work on stuff. I know, fun. And I got something else finished. Oh my goodness. Fair Isle and color work has just been killing me. My friend sent me, you know, I've got one of my friends who loves to get, look at the couple of matches, loves to get on Etsy and Pinterest and everything else and looks at all the beautiful things and then sends pictures and eggs me on, right? Because, you know, this is, yes, I mean, that is stunning. But yeah, the Fair Isle is just wonderful. This is the same, it's a discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby, and yeah, I made my little bearded dragons. This is Complicated Knots pattern. You can buy her pattern on Etsy, or you can watch her tutorials, or do both like I did and watch her tutorials on YouTube. But it's the same yarn, and of course I love it. I had to use some more of it, and that's what's in here in sparkling. And this is another discontinued yarn from Hobby Lobby. I mean, I own it, might as well use it. And then check this out, because most of the time people don't show you the backside. There's the floats. That is the stranded part, you know, that keeps everything nice and tight and even. There's my float. So you get to see both sides. So I'd normally put it on, but with my hair kind of up like this, I'm pretty sure that would be, yeah, it wouldn't, it just, no, it's up. It's its thing. It's doing its own thing. Yeah. So I'll have this pattern linked. It's a harvest something, you know, and it's so pretty. It is so pretty. Absolutely love it. Wouldn't that be cool with mitts? That there's no fingerless mitt pattern with it, but it shouldn't be hard, right? Shh, no, I don't need to do that. Stop it. Stop it. But it's talking to me. It's so, wouldn't it though? I mean, come on. It would be really pretty. It really would. So those were that's my finished stuff that I got done this week. And that is super exciting. At least to me, it's super exciting. There's a lot going on. There really is. Let's see. Oh, the sock world? Yeah, I'm still working on my socks. I didn't finish the pair, but here's the sock number 1 for my little purple socks. And sock number 2, I am right there. That is doing part of the heel, so that is exciting. Yes, so almost half done with this. This yarn that I'm using is West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply, fingering weight of course, and it is 437 yards for the 100-gram ball, 75% wool, 25% nylon, and 35% of that is blue-faced Lassiter wool. Less, if you know, you know. I don't pronounce it right, but that's okay. So I like that yarn. It works up wonderfully. It really does. I had somebody ask me, is it like a crunchy yarn or a toothier yarn? It's not as toothy as some of the sock yarns. So it is a little bit woolly. I love it. It's a hard wearing sock yarn. So a lot of my sock yarns and fingering weight yarns I'll use for baby clothes or kids clothes or something like that. That one, I don't think I would necessarily do as much or more for the outerwear because it's not as soft as some of my other ones, but it's stunning. It washes beautifully. It wears beautifully. I've made socks for the kids out of that, adult children, out of that yarn before, and it really does work up well. Love it. So let's see what else is going on. Oh, do we remember this yarn? Yes, this is the ice yarn that I received in my Mystery Yarn Challenge box. And I already did finish my stuff for that. Got to send off my picture to Lori. But this is a Mohair Magic Glitz is the name of the yarn for you go to ice. I don't know the colorway of it and don't know if it's still available because again, this was sent to me, it was gifted. This is 20% mohair, 20% wool, 57% premium acrylic, and 3% metallic lurex. There's 540 meters in this one skein, and it's a number 2. 540 meters. I got 4 of these. So diligently working, and I say that because that's a lot. I finished a whole skein. I did. So last week, I believe, when we were showing this is the Harvest Pattern Cardigan. And this is by Tin Can Knits. It is free on Ravelry. When we were showing this, at the underarm, I only had 4.5 inches. Now it is 6, I think. 6.5. Let's see. That was finishing off that one skein. That's one skein. That's it. One skein. Okay, this is showing like 7.5. Awesome. So I believe the pattern is something like 17 inches because it's going to be a cardigan. Let me grab a try-on cord. Oh, here we go. Try-on cord. Thank you, Susan. My friend Susan sent these to me. Okay. So the try-on cord, what I'm going to do is put this little tube on the needles, make sure that it's secure, so then I can slide my stitches onto it and maybe put it over my head and see where this thing is on my body, because I don't know. Let's see. All right, there we go. Got it on the cords. Sliding some stitches over. Oh my goodness. Okay. But this yarn, it's working out very, very nicely. I'm using 7s or 8s, something like that. What the pattern is, it calls for a worsted weight yarn, and I'm using a sport weight. But I think I used the same needle sizes that the pattern called for if you were using the worsted weight yarn, you know, because why not? And all it's doing, it's making it drapey, airy, beautiful, right? Okay, so, and with that wool and mohair mix in it, it's still going to be very, very warm, very light. So I've got it on the try-on cable so I can at least put it over my head and put it on and see where we're at. Did I need to start something for myself? No, I did not. Okay, what do we think? How far are we? All right, so I wanted that to overlap nicely, just laying well, and it does. I'm going to stand up. All right, look at that. So I got some length of it done. The sleeves are going to be interesting, only because, you know, we know how much I love to do my sleeves. But yeah, that's a nice, I think it lays well. I think it's decent as far as size. That's pretty. And it reminds me of coffee. It does. I don't know what the color, I think ice is color numbers, but it reminds me of coffee. All the different shades of coffee, that's what it reminds me of. Just, you know, a warm, good cup of coffee, you're snuggled in. It's got the glitter, the glitz. It does have a good warmth to it. It really does. I can definitely tell the temperature difference putting this on. This is amazing. So one ball, I have 4 of these. I have 4 balls. I have enough. I can make this as long as I choose to. I will make it longer than a typical sweater, going towards that cardigan length and everything, covering more towards the back side, right? And then the sleeves, I can make them as long as I want to. I have very long arms, and a lot of times the sleeves don't quite fit right. So you can do the 3/4, which is in, which works out well. Or, you know, if I want to go all the way to what I think my long sleeve should be, it's a few extra inches. It just is. I got long arms, you know, there you go. So this is what I've got. Oh my gosh. I am so thrilled. I am absolutely thrilled with this. Yeah, it shouldn't be something I should be working on at all. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Okay, I'm tangled up now. Get off. This is not the right way. But, you know, I'm doing crafting. I'm having fun. You know, there shouldn't be rules. I shouldn't be dictated on what I should or shouldn't make. You know, I'm the only one that actually puts those rules down, right? You know, I just, you know, I act like somebody's telling me that I have to make something and I have to produce something and everything, and, you know, like they're the taskmaster. You know, that's me, right? Just, you know, that's, yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure I am not the only one who does that. I'm not. I just, you know, we all do things along that line. We have our own little quirks. We have our own whatever, you know, especially having the channel. It's like, oh, I have to show something. I have to do this. I am showing something. One stitch counts. There you go. Whether you get a bunch done or you don't get a bunch done, because, you know, sometimes you have to go outside. Yes, I know it's crazy. Let's see. What else have I worked on? Okay, here we go. We talked about what project I should work on that has been languishing for quite some time. And it was looked at as the sweaters, the angel sweater that I'm making for my sister, and then the sweater that I'm doing for my granddaughter. Get those done first, and very poignant reasons as to why. And I greatly appreciated it. So I just took off with abandon grabbed up the angel sweater. I'm like, it's not going to own me. I can do this. The reason I call it the angel sweater is the pattern of the sleeves to me looks like angels. So that's my angel sweater. And when I had put it in hibernation a year ago, yeah, I knew I had the sleeves done, right? I had the sleeves done and I was working on the body and I thought I was ready to start connecting the body and everything. And I just picked that up and I attached the sleeves and I put on some raglans. And I mean, look, see? Here's where the attach is, and then you can see how much every other row you're decreasing for the raglan stitch. So, I'm having a blast. I'm doing it. It is growing. I'm excited. And then I'm holding it up and I'm like, I don't know if it's, do I have to pull all of it out? Okay. Now my sister, and I've posted pictures before, she's 4'11". I'm 5'8". So I've, got, pretty close to a foot on her, right? Big difference. And I've sent her sweaters that I've made for myself for her, and she likes them anyway. They're like a dress, right? Yes, because they're just such a difference. So I'm looking at this, and I didn't make the body of this one as long. It's 13.5 inches. The body of mine I make for quite a bit longer. And like I said, I already had the sleeves done, so I just attached it and I'm going on and I'm having a blast and I'm like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine. And I'm trying to convince myself it's fine. Is it fine? I mean, is that like a crop sweater? I mean, look at the sleeves. Like I said, I made the sleeves originally for me. This was going to be my sweater and my sister claimed it. And I mentioned I have longer arms. So mine, I'm doing 19 inches before I do the raglan or anything else like that. And again, her wingspan as a 4'11" woman is not going to be the same as my wingspan as a 5'8" woman. Okay. Now that just to me, that is a crop top. That's, now on her, I'm not sure, and then I was pulling up the pictures where I showed, pictures my husband took of me wearing a sweater that she ended up getting, and I'm like, okay, I see where it landed on me. I see where it lands on her. Is this going to be too short? Because, the last thing I want is to send the short woman a short sweater. I'm just saying, right? And the sleeves are definitely long, but she was pushing those up and not a big deal. So I don't know. So I got excited, right? And I did attach it, and that excitement of, oh my goodness, I'm working on the raglan and it's going faster, because every other row you're decreasing some stitches and it is going faster. And then that's just exciting. That's just all there is to it. That's that speed part. It's almost like playing a game of yarn chicken, only you don't have that stress. And yarn chicken, I don't know if you are familiar with that. When you're getting ready to run out of yarn for a project, you knit or crochet faster because it's going to make a difference. I know I'm not the only one who does that. You might be laughing at me, but you do it too. Right? So it's the same concept. So I've got this, and I got something on, right? And I mean, it just, like I said, it was originally going to be for me, and I didn't change anything. When I went to put it back on the needles, I already had the sleeves done, right? I'm like, well, what's wrong? I had the sleeves done. I got the body. Do I pull all this out and make the body like 1.5 inches bigger, just because? Or do I just go, it's good enough and it's, stop with the excuses because you're going to put it in timeout again. That's how that happens. All right, so let me stand up on me. Again, I'm 5'8", and if you look at that, that's right there at the top of my pants is what that would be. And the sleeves are definitely long enough for me. Well, at least I believe once I put everything up, it'd definitely be long enough. I personally, this is too short for me. That's just my opinion. I would want it longer, but that's just for my comfort level. But for hers, so that's where I'm at. And I think it's fine. In the sleeves, she can do this, right? And it'll be fine, right? She'll just have more angels, that's all, right? I don't know. So what do you think? Oh, and then when I tried to do this, all of these balls were just that much left of the ball of yarn, and they just fell apart, and it was tangled mess. So I got it on my ball winder and recaked it up. But this is, oh, Joanne Party yarn. This is the Caron Party Sparkle for the sleeves, and then Joanne Party for the rest of the body. And they are discontinued again. So I did see on the Joanne website, if there's any in stock anywhere, they are like less than $3 a ball, but that's, again, if you can get any of them that they admit that they're in stock. So there you have it. It's out again. So this is, they've done 2 runs of this that I'm aware of, and I got yarn from it from both times. There you go. So I'm not sure. Help me out here, guys. What would you do? I mean, I don't really want to pull out all of that I just did. I don't know. I mean, it goes to the top of my pants. Where is that going to fit on her? I don't know. So that's where I'm at with this one. So is this a case of 2 steps forward, 2 steps backwards? You know, I finally get it back on the needles. I'm working on it. I'm doing it. This is great. This is wonderful. And now I need to pull it all out and redo it and just add a few more inches. You know, it's my own fault, of course. I mean, who else has been working on this? It's been me. It's my own fault. I should have paid more attention when I attached it. I mean, like I said, she's considerably shorter. That's just, I mean, it's true. And I know the arms are definitely too long for her body length, because they were made for me, because, you know, she claimed it. If you have a sister, you know what I'm talking about. She claimed it, you know. I'm like, okay. Well, then she gave me a story. She did. Well, the angels, because my parents, you know, are passed, right, and everything, and she's like, well, it reminds me with my dad, right, with the angels going up the sleeve and everything. You know, she had the story and everything as far as that goes, and relating it to my dad. Yeah, I'm like, okay, you win. Okay, all right. See, it's emotional warfare. You got a sister, you got family, you know, emotional warfare. Like, okay, yeah, there you go. So there is that. So I don't know what I do. I don't know, but I need to make a decision quickly, or help with anything quickly, because I don't want it to go in hibernation. I don't. I want to get it done, and I want to get it shipped off. I think that's really important. That's how that works. And another thing that I decided to start working on, you know, instead of finishing something that I already had going on, you know, and I've got excuses as to why I wasn't working on other stuff. Actually, I kind of did. I finished a blanket. I didn't play with the cat blanket because it had a lot of skeins of yarn hanging off it. I even grabbed my husband's blanket and worked on that. And then that spurred me on to start a quilt pattern, very much reminiscent of my mom, trip around the world. Look at this. So this is crocheted, and I haven't done my ends yet, but you know, I'll get it to them. But this is a crocheted, 100% crocheted, and I'm using an 9mm crochet hook, which is crazy because I don't do the big yarn, and until Lori from the Armchair Chef sent me that, I didn't have a hook that big, and if I did, I didn't know where it was. So here we are. I'm going to make this for Camp Boggy Creek once it's up to the size that it needs to be. I'm enjoying it. Not sure what my next color is going to be. I was thinking of maybe going into the oranges. We'll see. But you know, it will be, when it grows up, somewhere between 35 and 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. And I might just end up making it into a square. That I'm not really sure about yet. But here we go. So I did a bunch. You know, yesterday I just had the blues and I wasn't sure what the next color, and I brought it out and I was showing my husband, and I'm like, well, honey, what do you think? And he's like, white next? Well, I could, you know, and I made one of these for my mom years ago, and it was with 3 colors, 2 colors of pink and then the white, and that's fine. But I think at least 4 colors, So, you know, obviously I've got more than that, but I'm enjoying this. I like this. I like putting on the bright colors. I was about ready to put a purple on, which is fine, but I'm wanting to shy away from on this particular one, of what you would think of as the traditional girl colors, the pink, the purple, you know, that type of thing. Although the bright purple is fine, because I wanted something that is more neutral, either boy or neutral, you know, either one, because it's so easy to gravitate towards all the beautiful, bright, fun, happy girl colors. And I want to make sure that the boys have choices too. That's all. There's nothing wrong with that. And I got all that yarn from Lion Brand for my mystery bags. I got the green Schitt's Creek, and I got the blue from Vanna White, and then I got the Lion Brand Pound of Love in the straw color. So those are all neutral boy colors, something along that line. So that's another option. And I wouldn't leave it just like that. I'd have to pop in some like super bright or what have you. But I did like that because I have more options along that line, that so the little boys don't feel like they're completely left out either. Make something fun, bright, happy. Here you go. So I don't know. This, like I said, traditional quilt pattern in crochet. And I had people from yesterday's video commenting that they've seen this in Tunisian crochet, which I definitely believe. Modular Tunisian crochet, obviously hand quilting or machine quilting. This one's crochet. You can do entrelac and knit. So you can do the same kind of a thing. So I'm not doing all the individual squares, you know, like these squares and everything that need to be sewn together. These are in the modular format, so you have less ends to weave in. You know, you can see that I haven't woven in anything. Those are all my ends right now. That's nice. So you have a lot less ends, a lot less things as far as that goes. If you're not one that likes to weave in ends, yay. So that works out really, really well. Just having a blast. I really am. And very proud that I picked up some of my older projects. I mean, let's face it, I did play and I did start some new stuff, because this is new, right? This is, I finished it. Yeah, this is new. This was not last week. This is brand new, and I finished it. This is brand new, just started this week, obviously not done. Everything else I've been working on. This is part of the August Mystery Yarn Challenge yarn, so it's also new, you know, within the last couple weeks. The other stuff, the blanket was, I don't know, remember when I started that, and the angel sweater, that was a year ago that I started that, more towards the beginning of my channel, you know. So grabbing some things, my husband's blanket, which, yeah, that's big, huge, working on that. So, you know, I'm getting there a little bit at a time, right? One stitch count, and they have progressed. So life is good. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.